Well, as little as a year ago, Business News was full of stories outlining the UAE's retail industry, how it was set to see incredible growth within the next few years, catering to the influx of millions of projected tourists, of 10 million by 2010 and 15 million by 2015. The newly completed Dubai Mall, one of the world's largest shopping malls, part of the Burj Dubai, the world's tallest building complex, has space for 1,200 shops. With Dubai Shopping Festival coming to an end for another year, the challenges this time around have been unprecedented, but the organisers say that shoppers have been offered genuine discounts in order to keep the shops busy. Well, with us on today's Inside Business to discuss retail is Mohammed Al Madani, Chairman and CEO of Al Madani Group. Thanks a lot for coming in today on the programme.
Thank you.
Well, do we know, in monetary terms, currently what the retail projections are? I mean, have they changed recently because of what's been going on?
I mean, as you mentioned, Dubai Mall, the biggest mall in the region, and we have about 7 outlets there for our brands. And lately I was asking Mr. Al-Abbar that I need some more outlets for some of my new brands. He said, sorry, we are completely leased out. So this is one sign of the interest and the faith that global international companies have in Dubai, especially in UAE and especially in Dubai, where some of the studies shows that we're going to be marked 30 billion dirham mark of the business in retail business in UAE, which is actually the fourth GDP of UAE, and with these numbers, I have a lot of optimism in the growth of business in Dubai.
Tell us more about your side of the business, because I mean you're in many different types of businesses, aren't you? And how did that come about?
Yeah, we started very humble with a tailoring business. My father had a small tailoring shop in the Ras area, which was at that time in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Used to be that shopping center for the whole Dubai and Deira. And from that humble start, we grow into the apparel. So the first brand which we got was Hang Ten. This is it's a U.S. trademark, but it is owned and managed by by Taiwanese actually. So this is our humble start, and with the growth of Dubai, the first shopping center which was built in Dubai was Al Ghurair Center back in the 70s. And, it was like, I wouldn't say it was a ghost town or a ghost place. It was people go there to get a cool place, and it was so hot outside. So it was a bit early, but that shopping centers and the trend of getting, and then the second one was Burjuman in 1992. That's where our first entrance, actually, the first step to the retail was by opening the first Arabic tailoring business in the shopping center.
And what's your reach like? Because it's not just, as you mentioned, you're not just in Dubai. I mean, where else are you?
We are also in Saudi, in Qatar, Bahrain, and Kuwait. So we cover all the GCC countries. We have sub-franchisee in countries like Libya and Jordan, Lebanon, so with the brand of Hang Ten, where we have a master licensee, so we are able also to sub-franchise to other countries. So this is our reach. We have more than 27 countries in our territory.
What would have happened if to this region if oil had not been found? What kind of a place do you think it would be? Could it have survived on its trading and alone in its trading routes?
I mean, if Dubai is a good example for not depending on the oil revenue. Yes, I worked in the Dubai Petroleum Company, so I know when production started and all that. So it was not until 1969 when Dubai started getting some income from the oil. So before that, Dubai was again a hub for all the trade and merchants. All these old merchants in the souk, they used to import all the spices and the necessity things, the sugar and the rice and the tea, all the different kind of spices. So it's still Dubai before the oil it was a hub for the business. I mean, Omanis used to come. I remember in my own father's shop, we used to get a lot of customers from Oman, from Kuwait, from all the rest of GCC countries coming to Dubai even before the oil was discovered.
Now, will we see some franchises close, ones which really cannot survive through this current credit crisis, do you think? Do you think there will be some that are lost?
Of course. I mean, it depends on the mother company, the principal. I mean, some of the brands, I don't want to mention their names, so it's been bankrupted and closed down, but it was the branches in other countries like but the main one stayed here. I mean, in UAE, we haven't seen any franchisee which has been closed. To my knowledge, up to today, I haven't seen any shop closed because of the principal or the brand bankrupted or closed down.
Do you think that some of the forecasts and projections might have to be modified?
Yes, no doubt. No doubt that we have to look at our forecast. As I said, don't look too much for the profit this year. If you can survive with cutting costs, of course, there is no doubt that you have to look at your expenses very well and categorize them and see where you can cut costs. Again, one of the things that I emphasize in my company that my goal is not to lay off people.
Mohammed Al-Madani, thank you very much for coming in today. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, there we are. That's it for this edition of Inside Business. You can contact the programme directly by writing to ib@city7tv.com. But for now, from all of us on the team, goodbye, and we'll see you again soon.